Good morning and welcome back to Visit Fylde Coast. This is unprecedented. It's 9:10 in the morning. It's 9:10 in the morning and I've got Cleveland's tram stop all to myself because I've literally just arrived here to see a tram disappearing down the tracks. But never mind, it's a gorgeous morning and I've even cast off my clout look. I've got a jacket on instead of a thick coat. I'm going to make the most of the lovely weather until it breaks at the weekend and turns cold and starts blowing and raining again. So we've got a really busy day today. My dad's just gone for his blood test, which is why I'm at the Central Cleveland's tram stop, because the doctor's surgery is literally just here, so they've dropped me off. And I'm off to Blackpool Pleasure Beach to their season launch, which is always an interesting event, and it's always nice to mark the start of a new season and a new year and the world coming back to life. So that's where I'm going this morning, and then I've got a quick meeting with somebody, and then we've got lots and lots of videos to make for you today. So I'm guessing that by lunchtime this will have come off. This will have come off, and I will be either down to my cardigan or down to my jacket and everything else. I'm not trying to frighten Blackpool to death. So I'm going to go and have a nice day at the seaside. So if you're new in these parts, make sure that you've subscribed and don't forget to sign up, and don't forget to tell all your friends that they need to follow Visit Fylde Coast on YouTube as well, because we need all the help that we can get. So let's go and see what we can see today in Blackpool, shall we? It's already starting to get busy in Clevellies. There's quite a few people about. This is the Central tram stop, so my tram will be arriving from that destination. I've got my boxing glove on today as well, because my wrist's so painful. It's really hurting. So we're going to wait in this lovely little greenhouse until the tram comes. Well, I've arrived at my destination. What a gorgeous morning. I think you might hear me saying that about 50 times today. It's beautiful. What time is it now? Let's have a look at the clock. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. It's spot on the dot at 10 o'clock. Look at that for a lovely morning. I think there's a little bit of early morning haze to burn off yet. So we've arrived at South Pier tram stop, and we're going to go and do some jobs, and then we'll be nice and early at the season launch for this year. This is what Blackpool looks like in the morning when it's all quiet and things are just starting to come to life. In fact, we'll take some pictures of the South Pier while I'm standing in front of it, because normally when I'm around the sun's on the wrong side, and it's looking rather pretty at the minute. See, it's lovely and warm. I think I'm going to be taking my jacket off and putting it in my little shopping bag. It's a good job I've got a bag that I can stuff my stuff in. Sandcastle Water Park is open at weekends during March until Easter, and then it's open daily for the season. And Grosvenor Casino is an interesting one. We're going to go there in another couple of weeks. We're going to go and learn how to use a casino. And they have a lovely restaurant in there as well, so that'll be interesting. Oh, they've got quite a bit of the scaffolding down of the Ice Blast, which is having a relaunch for 2025. A cracking morning. They do the season launch in the Globe Theatre, which is just at the back of Mr. Funshine over here. You can see the gate, and it's usually like the North Pole in there when they do the season launch, because obviously it's the beginning of the season. It's fairly early in the day and it's not exactly a warm time of year. So I thought I better make sure I've got my gloves with me and my accoutrements. These are lovely, aren't they? Don't they look nice now? They've been repainted. Look really lovely, shining in the sun. That's the air sea rescue, look. It looks a lot bigger to me than it probably does to you. I would imagine it's just coming into land at Blackpool. I've had my early morning walk. I've just trammed at 90 miles an hour up to the other end of the pleasure beach. It's gone all over me stilly. I've caught that tram that's just disappearing from South Shore and I'm now at St Chad's Headland. And I think it's gone mistily because it's the tide turning. Oh, that's lovely. I don't know whether it'll come across properly on a film, but in reality, it looks right silvery. The sea's like a mill pond. Just look how still it is. We're right down at the edge of the water now. Isn't that lovely? Love listening to it doing that. Ah. Look, that's the sun reflected in the floor. I think it's the tide turning. My dad always says that it goes misty and changes when the tide turns. So I think that's what that is. It's a little bit cooler than it was earlier this morning. I was absolutely lathered while I was at the pleasure beach. Everybody was saying the same thing. We were all red hot. It's got a little bit cloudy look. It's got to have got me a few steps in. I started off at South Pier this morning and I've walked from St Chad's Road all the way to Central Pier. Didn't she do well? So I'm going to go and have a drink of pop out of my bag, which will make my bag lighter. And I'm going to go and have 2 minutes sat down on the pier. So I thought we'd have a look and see what's to do, because it's normally not open midweek until Easter. And obviously they're taking advantage of the lovely weather. And why not? I think that lady must have got Lily of the Valley perfume and it smells lovely. Oh, Lily of the Valley. Looks like they've been replacing planks, look. They must have known I were coming. Didn't want me to fall through any gaps. Things in Blackpool might be closed. Oh, they've done loads, look. Goodness me. In winter and out of season, but it doesn't mean that Blackpool closes out of season. Everybody's busy doing the decorating and the painting and all the DIY. Isn't that lovely? I think I'm going to sit here for 2 minutes and just enjoy some fresh air. I've just realised how far it is down there on this steelwork that I'm leaning on. I really don't like heights. Do you know, it's lovely sitting here. There's not a breath of wind. Come out for a view. It's misty. That's a nice sight to see. People on the seafront and sitting on the steps and kids paddling. It's a shame it's going to change this weekend. Apparently it's going to go quite inclement for the weekend, which is a shame, but it's been lovely while it lasted. This sunshine and warmth. It's the spring equinox today as well. So there's equal hours of daylight and darkness.
See you later, love.
See you later. Equal hours of daylight and darkness. Me and the boys went to Lytham for an hour yesterday afternoon, and we were trying to decide what they were doing to the front of Madame Tussauds, because this big red panel here that looks very clean was a big grey panel, and they were obviously trying to peel the covering protective plastic off as we passed. So there's your answer. There's your answer, T-boys. They were recladding it. It's like maintaining the Forth Bridge, looking after Blackpool seafront. You've got absolutely no idea how brutal the weather is until you've tried to do some maintenance on this seafront. Honestly, it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm not sure whether I'm on my last leg or my last legs. I'm shattered. I've walked from St Chad's Road all the way to Blackpool Tower. Let's have a look at my peddalometer and see how many steps I've done. 9,392. Do you think that might have eaten me 3 pasties off this morning? Sorry, not pasties, pastries. They were only little, they were only about that size. They were only small. I don't think I've done bad there. We are now crossing the comedy carpet. I'm going to go and have a look at Wendy's. I'm going to walk up to North Pier tram stop, and I'm going to go and have a look at Wendy's, because they look like they were knocking about with the signage when I passed this morning at the crack of dawn on the tram. What's that, sir? We often come to see the wife's mother here. She lives in Birmingham, but she looks better from Blackpool. You could spend a cheerful 2 or 3 hours just walking around on here looking at things. I don't know. You don't hear mother-in-law jokes now, do you? You don't. Watch your mates. Oh, you are awful, but I do like you. Now, what did they call him? Larry Grayson, weren't it, that used to say that? I could see him in front of me, but I couldn't remember his name. Oh, Larry Grayson, weren't it? I think it was. Oh, they've got signs up. That's new. That wasn't there when I passed this morning. They must have done that today. They must have done that today. Wendy's is coming to Blackpool. Do you know, it's ever so warm. Ever so warm. It's lovely. It's a shame it's not going to stop like it. But never mind, if it's going to rain this weekend, I can have a nice weekend sat on my bum watching the television. Ha 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 ha. I've got an Easter float to make for the Easter event in Cleveland on the 12th of April. So I've got my plastic grass finally. Nora spotted some in B&M at Burnley, I think she said. So she bought some for me and brought it back. So I've got my float to make. I've got all my washing and ironing to do. I've got 2 T-boys to feed. I've got loads and loads and loads of paperwork to do. There's never any rest for the wicked, I tell you. No matter how early I get up in the morning, I never manage to get everything done. Now then, Quality Burgers since 1969, they're as old as me. They're as old as me. Well then, let's twiddle it round. There you go, Wendy's. Wendy's comes to Blackpool. So I wonder what they're going to do with the other half of the shop. I think it's going to be fish and chips, they said. We'll go over and we'll go and see if we can have a nosy. Oh, Wendy's. So I think we might be able to get a little itsy bitsy little teeny weeny nose in this shop doorway if we're lucky. Oh. Apparently they're going to be finished, the shop fittings are going to be finished by Monday, and then there'll be a couple of weeks before they open. So I'll have to see if I can manage to get you a preview of the opening. I wonder what they're doing to that now. There's been more scaffolding on that building. It must be single-handedly keeping Blackpool's scaffolding industry going, Pappers. This is covered as well. Such a shame. It's lovely, this little red brick building. I can't even remember where it used to be, but it's had a fire, didn't it? And what a shame to lose all that architecture up there. I think they were fitting it out the other day when we passed. Yeah, they are. Toilet. Now then, one of them would be handy, wouldn't it? Goodness me. That's a bit of a dimp. Wow. And no doubt in another few weeks it'll be a shop unit. That's that building I'm on about, look, upstairs. And I believe it had a really bad fire, and you can see all the windows have gone. They've just all completely blown out. And currently it's just a big pigeon roost, which is a shame because it's a beautiful building. But imagine how much it would cost to restore it. This is the problem, because it costs a lot more to restore property than it does to knock it down and start again, and then you end up with faceless flat buildings. That looks like Shenanigans is getting a spruce up ready for Easter. Tell you, it's shop fitting city. We're back at North Pier, and I'm right in the middle of the tramway. I better move, haven't I? Oh goodness me, I am pooped. I've just sent my dad a text, and I said to him, please don't expect me to get the tea ready when I come home. Please. My feet are opening and shutting, gasping for a drink, and I'm really tired. Anyway, it's been a lovely day. I've enjoyed my wander around Blackpool. It's been very interesting. And now I'm ready for home. Home, James. So now I'm at the third pier. Third pier and third tram stop. And it's time I were sat on my settee, enjoying a nice cup of tea and putting my feet up. So until next time, I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you later. Bye for now.